Fit, welcome back to yet another episode. This episode is going to be simple and straightforward. So we're going to be taking down and breaking down salaries from intern to junior to intermediate to senior, and also just random salaries that you would see on a job on a on a job posting on a job posting basically. So we're gonna be using two tools here. We're gonna be using Claude AI just to get some of the text calculation. This is based on South African tech, by the way. South African stuff, not it's not international. If you want to use something international, you're more than welcome to do that. But I pulled the data, at least in the matrix. I pulled the data or some of the data from the South African tax changes and all of that. So I had to incorporate all that information so that it can generate accurate, if not close to. So let's just get into it. So by default, okay, let me just give this guy a name and then we'll just call him Henry. And then he's going to be working for J. And then his salary as an intern, let's just say roughly it's 10,000 rand, right? So this is monthly, no overtime. Usually you don't do much overtime there. And then we have calculation of tax. So PAYE, if you're earning 10K, it's about 364 rand, which is marginal rate of 18%. And then you have the 100 rand, which is UIF. And then obviously annual gross and an annual PAYE is part of the contribution, 1% for the employee cost to company. It's 10,100 rand. Cool. So now let's go to someone who's for the junior roles and intermediate. I'm gonna use what I used before, which comes from Offerzen. So basically, junior roles, I'll go for the medium one. So I'm just gonna look at the average. So let's just give it to 25,000 rand, which will be the middle guy, right? So 25,000 rand earning monthly, without pension fund, without medical aid, your income tax is going to be 3,430, and then your UIF is kept to 177. So with pension fund, I'm going to look for a minimum amount that you can contribute, and then for medical aid, I'm going to look for a minimum amount that you can contribute to the medical aid. So now you'll see that here you're obviously payee. I think it changed. I think it changed. But your net pay changes. It's not the same anymore. Obviously, you have these two amounts changing and affecting it. But the most important one that I want to get into is that if once you start hitting overtime, let's say you do an 8 hours on overtime, this definitely does affect your income tax, because this was not 3,000. This was, let me just double check. Oh, with overtime, cool. This without overtime, this is your income tax. With overtime, this is your income tax. You'll see that the marginal rate is still the same, right? And you're still within the same tax bracket, I'm assuming. If I then decide, let's say you want to do maybe 32 hours. So nice thing is I made it to split between the two. You're still safe, still the same, but you'll see that there's a little bit of difference here and there, but everything else is still the same. But once you start going over, maybe let me just say 72, which is most likely not going to happen, you'll see that overtime takes you to a different tax bracket. That's why now your marginal rate changes to 31%, whereas the other one was on 26%. So that's something that ideally you want to watch out for, because sometimes claiming overtime is nice until it takes you to the next tax bracket. So it's good to know what is your tax bracket limit so that when you claim hours, you try by all means to claim under so that your tax payee can be less. I don't know about other countries, but this is in terms of SA. So now let's say we go to maybe medium. So I'm gonna go for the one in the middle. So it's gonna be 35,000 also. So well, not also. Just gonna go for 35K. So 35K without overtime, and then oh flip, I didn't include the bonus on the previous one, but it's fine. I'll still include it on this one. So payee is obviously you're on a different tax bracket. Your annual gross is 420. Your cost to companies, this guy, and then you have that 1%, not sorry, the 31% as part of your marginal. And then if you then tap into the 8 hours, over time, you'll see that you still get charged on top of the same 31%. And if you happen by incident, by choice, or by luck, you get a bonus which is maybe matches your salary, right? It's like about 35,000. This is where it gets crazy, right? So now your marginal rate doesn't change, right? But a lot of things changes. Your payee, remember your tax is inclusive of, so you have the 2,000 rand of overtime plus your performance bonus. This likely is still in the same tax bracket, but there's an inclusive performance bonus payee which is 10K, which I think I was supposed to do the calculation for it. But the problem is, if you haven't noticed, it changes your annual CTC. So this guy, because it comes in, he affects your take home. You'll see that the net pay, obviously it's going to be different. But we're not going to dwell much on that one. So if you happen to maybe get something around 80K is a bonus, this is where it gets a little bit crazier. All right. You get taxed 24,000, and then you're still on a marginal similar, nothing changing there. But your tax, because remember this is your tax and then this is your payee. This is combination of the two. So it's 5,000. Is that 5,000 plus the 21%? It's not 5,000 because you also have overtime. Because now if I remove the overtime, it then changes a lot of things. It's just your normal 5,000 plus this guy, which then gets you to, I think it's about 31K, and but 30, right? Is it 30? Yeah, 30,000, and I think about 600. So then you have an addition of these guys. But anyways, I don't want to talk much or dwell deep into it. You'll start saying that your bonus and everything affects your tax at the end of the day. You know what they say, with gamblers, the house always wins. In this case, the state is the house. So they always get away with all of this. So if we move on to the next one, which will be 50, I want to go for 50. You'll notice that there's a massive difference here. Once you hit the 50K mark, this is not nice because you're on 36%. Your payee becomes 10K, which is double the previous amount. Your net pay your annual gross is about 600K. And so this is where now you see, once you see a CTC say 600K, so this is how you should calculate your expected income, including your current benefits, obviously. What will change to my net pay? So if you're already earning somewhere close to this, and the difference is 600 rand, sometimes it's not worth moving. So now if I include overtime, let me do another 8 hours here, you'll see that my tax just went up by 2K. And guess what? 2K from this bonus is gone. From this overtime is gone. And then if I then do a bonus of maybe, let me say 50K, matching my current salary, it just goes crazy. Like the amount is just crazy, because it's an addition of the 36% plus the 18,000, which makes it 30,000, inclusive of the overtime. Also, don't forget the overtime. So when you look at the amount, it's like crazy amounts, guys. Like honestly, it's crazy amounts, because the amount that you take home, it's like 32,000 is gone from your salary. So there's a saying that the higher you go, the colder it gets. So don't be, always excited for more money, because more money means that you get taxed more. So, okay, there's also this part where it does the calculation. This is nice. So it says PAYE withheld 36% marginal. So meaning that this guy, so bonus take home is 32,000 from 50,000. Interesting stuff. So effective bonus is 36%. You keep 64 of your bonus. So basically they take the 36% from your bonus. Damn. That sucks. So now this becomes interesting. So if you are on, let me show you something. So if you are on, okay, let's just move on to the next one. I'm sure you guys are getting the gist, the whole gist. So if you have time, you can just go through this and use some of this stuff to look into how you can negotiate the next time you do it, or the next time you are applying for a job, or the next time you're about to get a bonus. This will be ideal for you to get an amount that you're going to earn at the end of the month, so that you can plan before you actually get your payslip. So here we have the top guys. So I'm going to play around the 94,000 as the highest you could earn, or when you're there on top. So without performance bonus, your tax is about 41%. So remember, so the next time we calculate the bonus, just know that 41% of your bonus is gone, so that you know. So your CTC is around 1,128,000. And then if you then do overtime, let's say you do an 8 hours, you get a 6.5, and then you get so without a bonus, so this takes about 2K, 2 point something added to your tax, and then so here basically 41% on overtime is this guy. Oh, okay. So this is interesting. So basically 41% is taken from your overtime. So if you're on 36%, just know 36% will be taken from your overtime. I didn't know this. Actually, this is also new to me. We learn every day. If you get a bonus, right? If you get a performance bonus and you're getting about 50K, let me just make it 94,000. Okay, let's just start with 50K. So you already know they're gonna take away 41% of this based on the previous explanation. So 41% of 30,000 of 50,000 is 20,000. So this makes sense. So they're gonna take the 21,000 from and then you left the 59%. So basically your net pay becomes 97,000. But this is crazy deductions, guys. This is like crazy deductions. And if it happens that you get, you're one of the lucky guys, you get they double up your salary, they're still gonna take 94%, 41% of that. So based on how this thing has been calculating, it actually doesn't put you on the next tax bracket. They just take the amount that is calculated based on your current tax or PAYE. So this is crazy amount. Honestly, I'm shocked that this is crazy amount, because if you think about 41% of 94,000, this is a lot of money. This is a lot of money. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to show you how you could easily calculate your current CTC, if there is a CTC, so that you can be able to get down or boil down to the exact amount that you'll probably earn once you start working. So this does not only help your budget, but it also helps you find out or figure out and also compare salaries, because the CTCs could be close, but you find that the other one just touched or just entered the different tax bracket. The other one is already over the tax bracket. Oh, wait, the previous one is a little bit below the tax bracket. The other one is over. So by default, that you can always choose the lower amount because it never goes to the next tax bracket, which makes you save more money from paying tax. But someone will say more money is good, but what if more money gets you less net pay? Something to think about. Anyway, check you guys on the next one. Thank you.